We're now joined by Graeme. Graeme, welcome. Can you tell us what your military background was?
Yeah, so I spent 5 years full-time in the Royal Marines as a secure data and communication specialist. I served in Afghanistan and then transferred to the reserves when I left full-time, where I'm a physical training instructor, and I still do less and less now after the birth of my son, but at the RMR, but I try and do as much as I can.
What's your current role or speciality?
So I work for Bridewell Consulting. I do as a cybersecurity consultant, but do primarily governance, risk and compliance, but I have done the SANS ICS 4110, which is on operational technology. So I have an interest in that. And I'm currently working on a couple of projects that deal with that kind of equipment as well. And then I also do the I've been doing supply chain assurance or third-party risk, and then sort of open source intelligence activities that go along with that. And that's kind of my areas of interest and specialisms.
So what was it like transitioning from the Marines to the civilian or commercial sector?
Yeah, quite different. The current organization I work for now is much smaller, so much more nimble, able to react a bit quicker. So that was a good side of things. On the other side, it wasn't as much camaraderie initially. So you're kind of used to that, and maybe a slightly different sense of humor in some situations. You know, where you sort of used to kind of slightly more macabre sense of humor. You have to sort of temper that a little bit, and I suppose as well that, you know, I was very much let's work, not at Bridewell, but in other roles, you're very much like, right, well, you work until the job is done. Whereas there's some other people that were like, right, they're 9 to 5 and that was it. You know, they weren't as interested in, you know, the tenacious get the job done sort of approach. So I had to kind of get used to that a little bit as well. So they were all kind of challenges.
And how did TechVets support you through the transition and training and in securing your current role?
I mean, fundamental, really. I don't think I would be doing this without TechVets or, you know, Mark Milton. And Jordan Cheel who's my friend who was involved in TechVets. So I started doing the immersive labs and did some training with that, and then went with him to one of the expos and heard about the Royal Holloway Masters, and then was considering applying for that, but didn't know if I had sufficient experience. And Mark's sort of encouraged me to do that and apply, and he posted about it in the community, in the Discord community as well. So yeah, and then got onto the masters and kept doing my training, you know, additional, because there's so many free resources and training opportunities that TechVets provide. I'm still, you know, there's still plenty of opportunities to learn and use those resources. So yeah, fundamental apps. Yeah, we couldn't have done it without them, really.
If you were talking to a young Marine who was about to leave and wanted to get into tech, was tech curious, what advice would you give to them?
Yeah, you know, you've got to be interested in it. It's not just a matter of wanting, you know, the salary. It definitely, you have to have an interest in the topic you're looking to pursue. But yeah, you leverage the resources. TechVets have gone out there, and you know, there are all sorts of training providers and companies and job postings. So really, the community as well, you know, CV support. There's always someone in a role that you might be considering. There's quite a lot of different career pathways within tech and security. So yeah, definitely worth asking the questions, speaking to members that may be in a role that you're interested in pursuing. And the more you can find out about the various different pathways and whatnot, you might, you know, I'm still figuring out, doing a little bit of everything and trying to see where I end up going. But yeah, definitely worth speaking to people and figuring out the different opportunities that are out there for you.
What would be your advice to your younger self? So when you were in the Marines, when you were maybe umming and ahhing about leaving, what would you tell the younger Graeme?
Definitely make the most of your kind of resettlement, or even, you know, downtime, you know, because I think the military is a bit like that. There's a lot of hurry up and wait. So it might be a period of intensity, pre-deployment, and then away on operations and exercises and whatnot, but there is a lot of downtime. And I think what I would have done if I had my time again, I would be spending my time in those downtime is doing a little bit of education and preparation for the next phase of your career. Although it's hard to do if you're not sure how long you might serve, but certainly tech is not going anywhere, and the principles of security from the physical domain you learn as being part of the military translate to the digital environment and technology as well. It's just the mechanisms are slightly different. So if that is something you want to do, there is, and there's a shortfall in people with those skills, spend some time training, using the free resources that you get access to via TechVets. Look at qualifications, even entry level ones like Net Plus, Set Plus. These are foundational, and they really help develop that knowledge base that you can then go on further down and specialize, or maybe you want to be a deep generalist, or there's so many opportunities. It's hard to say which to do, but spend the downtime learning because it'll pay dividends.
That's some really useful advice. Thank you so much for joining us, Graeme.
No problem, my pleasure.